Hello and welcome to Benjamin Bat. There he is right there, and how can you not think that bat is cute? Bats, I'm sorry to say, some of them are cute, and Benjamin definitely is one of the cute ones. Hey, this is an on your own problem, so you should have solved the entire problem on your own, and now you're watching this video just to make sure you did everything correctly. Without further ado, let's move on to our scenario. Benjamin Bat loves tomatoes, and there's the truth of it, right? He's just chowing away there, isn't he? His mouth is so small that it takes 936 bites to eat an entire tomato. 936. Wow, that's a lot of bites. Benjamin has taken 494 bites out of this tomato. How many more bites until he finishes his dinner? Well, here is the key, my friend. How many more means we are going to do subtraction here, my friends. And we're going to take the 936 and we're going to subtract the 494 to figure out how many more bites he needs to take before he finishes his tomato. So let's go ahead and make a little bit of room over here. And we're going to start with the 936 bites that it takes to eat the whole tomato, and we're going to subtract the 494 because he already has taken that many bites, right? And then the first thing we've got to do is make sure we have really pretty straight columns, right? And then we're going to look for any trouble coming because this is subtraction, right? So we look for trouble coming just like we read left to right. And we're going to start with this column, and there's no trouble at all, my friends. Then we're going to look over here, and I got, trouble coming. That's right, because I cannot have only 3 and subtract 9 from it. 9 is just too much. So what I'm going to do is come over here, and I'm going to borrow from this 9. I'm going to turn that into an 8 and borrow a group of 10 to turn that 3 into 13. And now I have no more trouble coming right there because you can take 13 and subtract 9 from it, right? And then 6 minus 4, I got no trouble there either because 6 is bigger than 4, so I can subtract it. So now I'm all ready to do my subtraction, and I am going to use the dot method. So I'm going to move this right on over here. And with the dot method, with subtraction, you put your pencil on the bottom number here, and then you're going to count up to the top number, right? And make your dots. So here we go. 4, and then 5, 6, and I've got 2 dots right there. So I'm going to drop my 2 right there. And then we're going to move on. Now I'm going to put my pencil on the 9 and count up to 13. So 9, then 10, 11, 12, and 13. That is 4 dots. So I'm going to drop my 4. And then I'm ready to move on to this one right here. I'm going to put my pencil on the 4 and count up to 8. So 4, then 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that is another 4 dots. Now, as you notice, I'm circling each of these so I don't get confused. I know which ones I've already used. This is the group I'm doing right here, and I've got 4 dots there. So I'll drop my last 4, and oh my goodness, Benjamin Bat over here, actually it's on the other one, but that's the same thing. He has to take 442 more bites before he finishes that tomato right there. And that right there is your answer. Hey, as always, if you made a mistake anywhere along the way here, no worries at all. Pause the video, fix your mistake. That is the fastest way to learn. And now, let's move on to our second problem here. And here we go. Over the past 2 weeks, Benjamin Bat has eaten 1 super-sized tomato and 1 medium-sized tomato. The super-sized tomato took 972 bites. That's even more than the normal one, so it must have been a bigger tomato than that one, right? And that was to complete it, right? And the medium-sized tomato took 689, so that was a little less than that, right? Bites to eat. How many bites did it take Benjamin to eat both tomatoes? Well, let's figure that out, my friends. Hey, this is going to be an addition problem because he took this many bites, and then he took this many bites, and that's in 2 different tomatoes. How many in with both tomatoes, right? That means we're going to do addition. So let's go ahead and first just start by writing the two numbers down. I got 972 and then another 689, right? And I'm going to be adding those two together. So, first of all, make sure you have neat columns so that it's easy to see what you're adding. And then here's what we're going to do. We're going to make the dot method, right? So now with the dot method, I'm going to take the smaller of the two and make that many dots, right? So I'm going to make two dots in this case, and I got 1 and 2, and then I'm going to put my pencil on the bigger number and count up my dots. So 9, 10, 11, and that means I've got a 1 here, and I'm going to carry my 1, and then I'm going to circle those dots. Did I say knots? Those are dots. I'm going to circle the dots so I know I use them. Then I've got 8 and a 7, so I'm going to take the smaller of the two, so I'll make 7 dots over here. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then I'm going to put my pencil on the 8. I can't forget to count the 1 here, so I'm going to go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. I'm going to drop my 6, carry my 1, and then I'm going to circle those dots so I know that I used them. And now I've got a 6 and a 9, so I'm going to make six dots over here. And let's go and do that right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 dots. And then I'm going to put my pencil on the 9, the bigger number. And I can't forget this 1, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So I'm going to drop the 6 and the 1 and the comma. I'm going to circle those dots so I know that I used them. And right there, my friends, is your answer. 1,661 bites. That's how many he took to eat both the large and the medium-sized tomato. Hey, as always, if you made a mistake anywhere along the way, no worries at all, my friend. Pause that video, fix that mistake. That is the fastest way to learn. And until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you soon.